Thank you for joining us. This is Business Incorporated coming to you live from Lagos, Nigeria. I'm Chimeze Obi Iwawo. On the program today, Nigeria's annual inflation for the month of November slows to 15.90%. Uganda's central bank holds key lending rate at 9.5%. And Egypt's Zohr gas field to start production at 350 million cubic feet per day. We start off the program with the markets, and on the African continent, it's a slow start for the market here in Nigeria, entering into the Christmas week. The NSE All-Share Index was down 0.13% at intraday. And in South Africa, the Jersey Index was up 0.72% on hopes Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa will win the race to become the next leader of the ruling African National Congress Party. And Egypt was slightly up 0.03%, while Nairobi closed down on Friday 0.42%. In the Middle East, the Saudi Arabia stock market edged up at intraday as cement firms climbed before the release of the government's 2018 budget. The Saudi stock index was 0.94% higher. Cement firms accounted for 4 of the 10 most heavily traded stocks, with Nigerian Cement jumping 5.2% after a 4.5% gain on Sunday. But builder Qadari, which had surged 7.6% on Sunday, fell back 1.1%. Analysts generally expect a moderate increase in spending in the 2018 budget and for the pace of deficit cutting to slow considerably as the government focuses more on supporting growth. Infrastructure spending may rise after 2 years of austerity. In Dubai, the index was up 0.17%. Abu Dhabi rose 1.12% as ADNOC Distribution, which listed last week after an initial public offer of shares at 2.50 dirhams, was the most heavily traded stock and climbed 2.3% to 2.73 dirhams. Markets in Qatar and Bahrain were closed for public holidays. In Europe, stocks were higher in early trade amid heightened expectations U.S. lawmakers could pass a long-awaited tax bill. Bitcoin is also trending. Let's talk about that and more with my colleague in Frankfurt, Daniel Koop. Good afternoon, Daniel. A beautiful week to you.
Yeah, good afternoon to you, Chimi. Well, yeah, very beautiful here as well, with lots of snowfall this morning. It's really getting winter time here in Frankfurt, Chimi.
Well, you have to enjoy those snow. Now, let's look at what's trending today. Bitcoin futures, of course, that goes the big bang at $20,000 debut today at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, just as a senior UK regulator says Bitcoin buyers should prepare to lose all their money. So who should Bitcoin buyers be listening to right now? The market rally or the naysayers?
Yeah, very interesting question. It's always different who you talk to. I mean, many investors here are telling me that Bitcoin is actually for them a very interesting alternative because, you know, it's not regulated by central banks, for example, and it really seems to be the case that if you are clever, you can really make lots of money with this cryptocurrency. But on the other hand, many are warning. Also, Bundesbank the Bundesbank chief was stating that just during this weekend again that, you know, you can really lose an enormous amount of money. What is very interesting at the moment that we are actually seeing right now the second launch of a Bitcoin future. Remember that 1 week ago all of this started at CBOE in Chicago, a stock future exchange option, and yesterday we saw another launch, now the second one at CME, another market, another stock market in the United States with even bigger import. Why is this so interesting? Well, it pretty much means when futures are listed in one of those exchanges, it really means that this financial product has really arrived to the financial world. We remember that in 2008 when the Bitcoin started, I guess nobody was dreaming about to happen something like this. But of course, that's what every investor is always telling me. You really need to be careful. It's nothing for private investors that want to invest, maybe their money for it. But for Prof, it might be, something completely different picture. So, yeah, let's see how all of this is going to unfold. I can tell you that the hype that we saw at CBOE last week is not happening yet at CME. The Bitcoin future was actually dropping a little bit after it was launching yesterday in the evening.